Alright, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to install a wideband in a 5th gen Camaro. We'll be doing the AC vent. This is just a 3D printed part. I had 3D printed myself, but you can order them on Amazon, anywhere. They're all pretty cheap. And then we'll be doing the AEM kit. Everything that comes with that is you get your wideband, you get your gauge, with a little white cover if you want white. The cord to go from your wideband to your gauge, power cord, and you get a little coupling to weld to your exhaust to be able to thread this in. I'm gonna have to go to the exhaust shop, get this welded on. I don't have a welding machine here that could weld on this exhaust. So for now, I'm gonna just install it into my OEM port. I'm gonna pull one of my O2 sensors out and screw this one in. But I will be going to the exhaust shop to get it back right to where I can still use my OEM O2 sensors. And then other things I'm gonna be using is just one of these little fuses that you can tap in to a fuse and get a wire off of it. You just stick this here into like a fuse, and then you put your wire, and that's just gonna power mine. I'm gonna have to find something that only has power when the key's on, which they should have something in here. I haven't checked yet. Yeah, so right here we have two 20 amp power outlets. That's gonna be your two powers for like your cigarette lighter port and stuff. So I'm gonna just tap into that. I just gotta double check, make sure that's only on when the key's on. I'm not too sure on this car. But I'm gonna tap into that to get power. I just gotta double check, make sure. And then to pull this off, we've got some bolts. Go grab some tools real quick. Alright, so we're just gonna have a 7mm. Pull that vent off to where we can get to the screws. Just one screw, and then this piece here come right out. And then you have 3 7mm bolts, one at the bottom, one at the top, and this other one's gonna be a little bit harder. You'll probably have to go grab the extension for that one. Yeah, that last one all the way in the corner. It's not the easiest to get to, but you can get to it just with a little extension. To blame the engineers on that one. And this here is just going to be the 3D printed piece. Just slip right in. Alright, so we got a little gauge holder installed. I'm actually going to hop underneath the car. I'm going to go install the wideband and then run the wire back up. I already pre-drilled a hole And I got some little rubber grommets to pass through. So I'm gonna go underneath the car. I'm just using the old 02 sensor port, just temporarily. And I'm gonna run it back up here and then be able to plug it in and hook up power. So down here under the pedals, I had drilled a hole. That's where I'm gonna pass through. I'm gonna put a little rubber grommet there, just to kind of show y'all where I'm going with it. Alright, so we down here underneath the car, and I already had pulled out my 02 sensor. So whenever I go to the exhaust shop, I'm gonna just give them the weld one in right next to where the 02 sensor goes. And then I need to go to the exhaust shop anyway because we had just rebuilt this engine. And I'm gonna get them to re-weld my headers back up. But I'm gonna go ahead and install the one that came with the kit. Looks like it already comes with some Never-Seez on it, so you don't have to worry about it seizing up. And it's going to be a 7/8 wrench to take off and install the new one. You could also get a socket that has a slice in it, but this one wasn't terribly tight, so I just used the wrench. Nice and tight. I'm gonna just get some tie wraps. I'm gonna tie wrap it up next to the transmission lines. I'm gonna leave me a little slack that, well, I'm gonna have to cut the tie wraps anyway, but for whenever I put my regular 02 sensor back, go grab some tie wraps. Drop my plug down to me. Go ahead and tie strap that up. Plug in our wideband. And a tie strap there as well. And that's gonna be all for underneath here. We can go back up top. I'm gonna make my wire going inside the car all nice and pretty. And then we can hook power up. So our wire follows down here, comes around. This will be hard to see, but it goes in kind of right next to the brake booster right there. And then it goes through the car. And I got it coming out through just so I can plug it in. And then we're just gonna go ahead and hook up power, and that's gonna be about it. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pull this fuse for the cigarette lighter. And then when you plug these, the bottom one will be for your existing fuse, and then your top one, which this isn't going to use much power at all, so I'm not going to put a big fuse in it. I'm going to put a 5 amp for the one going to my wire, and then you just go ahead and you plug it back into where it was. gonna go grab my voltmeter. I'm gonna put it in if there's no power, and then when I put my key on there's power, it's gonna be exactly what we want. So I got my voltmeter here, checking positive to ground, and I have no voltage. And you need to make sure you're in DC. And I'm gonna put the key on. And we got 12 volts. So it's exactly what you want, because you only want it running while your key's on. So when I start the car, it's gonna come on. When I shut it off, it's gonna turn off. Now we're gonna take the power cable that came with it. And I'm gonna try to tuck my excess wire in the back there. But I'm gonna grab an eye and a socket for that bolt. So we're just gonna take our black, we're gonna put an eye on it to go to ground. Always pull it, make sure it's on there good. And it needs a heat shrink, so I'm gonna just shrink it. So you take this one, go ahead and take this little bolt off. Then we're going to splice in our red wire. Make sure that's tight, and then I'm gonna electrical tape these here up just so they don't touch anything. Now you can take your two plugs, your bigger plug. You can see where they go, but you just plug it into their spots. Right now it's keys off, no power. We're gonna check it. Key on, we get power. And that's gonna be it. I'm a little snug. I might have to pull this out to where I can get it all the way in and maybe clean it up a little bit, but go ahead, give it a start up, see what she reads. I still need to go get a tune. I just wanted to do this before I got it tuned, just so I could see my fuel. But go ahead, give it a start up. Wired in, and see what she reads. It's not tuned, so I'm not expecting no good numbers. It's probably gonna be rich, because it had a stage 3 cam in it, and I dropped down to stage 1, but good readings. You need to let the car warm all the way up, see what it's reading at, but looks like it's working like it should. It's gonna be a wrap for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed and learned something good. Have a good one.